Danielle Sparkman, and this is my response video to the article slash interview that we read dealing with the CEO, Alan Mulally of Ford Industries. My initial response to the article is good. I really liked, or the interview, I really liked where his standpoint was on leadership and how you should be a leader and how he's taken his company somewhere. At the beginning of the article, the interview, they stated that when Mulally took over as the CEO of Ford Motor Company, um, Ford was on the brink of a bankruptcy. I found it very interesting that he was able to bring the company, such a large company who was in so much trouble, out of that area. It said that around 7 years later, he was seen, to be one of the greatest leaders in corporate history. I think that this was definitely part of him. He was considered a hero in the corporate world because he allowed Ford to be one of the biggest turnaround stories as far as the corporate world goes, bringing them out of that desperation period to the point where they were almost bankrupt to a very successful, again, company. I liked that at the beginning, they asked him, a lot about his leadership style, and he said fundamental level, like fundamentals are so important, and he said something along the lines of, it's honor to serve. So I think that shows a lot of his background of type of person he is, to believe that even if it's a nonprofit or a for-profit, you have to have the honor to serve. Just saying that you have to want to serve others in order for the idea or the organization to succeed, which completely makes much sense to me. He said a lot about you need to have a compelling vision and a comprehensive plan. I think again that makes a lot of sense. If you don't have a vision that's going to compel others to want to reach that same vision, and you don't have the plan to get there, that it's not going to succeed. And he made complete sense with that as well. And another thing he mentioned was you have to be able to understand the world around you in order to create something that is going to be of use, whether that be an organization or yourself as a person. And it makes a lot of sense because when I was younger, just to kind of give an example, I knew that there was a lot of change to be done, but I had no idea how I could be of service to the world in any type of area. But now that I'm older, I'm able to kind of look around and see where the world needs help and what I can do as a person to be a productive and fulfilling citizen or, person in our community. So it makes a lot of sense to me, and I really enjoyed reading that from him. It also said that in order for the company or organization to be compelling or to succeed, that they had to be able to connect to the organization, connect the organization to the world, which also makes a lot of sense because if the organization doesn't know what the world needs, then they're not likely to be successful in helping or making the organization worthwhile in the community. For example, if they didn't know what kind of cars or what people were looking for, they could create, this obscure car that no one would buy because it wouldn't be useful to anyone. So they have to know, like right now, green is really big, like go green. So, like the hybrids and all that, they have to know that in order to create products that their consumers are going to want to buy. So it made a lot of sense to me because, like, it's almost like if I were to go to an interview, this is kind of a weird analysis, but if I were to go to an interview and I was applying for a job and I was going to this interview and I had no idea what they were looking for, I might portray myself in a completely wrong way and may not get the job just simply because I didn't know what they wanted, so I wasn't offering them anything that they could use. When it came down to it, his overall leadership style was very interesting to me because he wanted everyone to know that everyone from the top to the bottom matters, and that in order for him to have the success he's had, everyone had to be on the same page and the same team. He kept saying one team. So I think at the end of the day, he really, I think the interview was great because it shows that, once again, you have to have one vision with a lot of people to make that vision happen. So it makes a lot of sense to me, and I really enjoyed reading the article and took a lot from it. I actually decided to do a little research on him on my own and found some very helpful leadership qualities about him that kind of guide me in my search to become a leader. That's all. Thanks.